What's up, guys? This is Asteroid, so welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Tomb Raider. In this particular episode, we're going to advance some of this game a little bit. The thing about this particular game is just the fact that I did manage to get a little bit further back in 2022. I realize it's been over 2.5 years since I've attempted some of this type game, but I did have some footage from back in like January and April 2022 still left over to get. So I'm going to get to some of those, and then I'm probably going to re-attempt to play through some more of this game. Originally, what peeved me about this particular game was just the concept that, and this footage just kind of cuts to it. I wasn't sure as far as what to do, but I just kind of looked after it. It was just kind of the concept. This game is very like Zelda, very puzzle oriented, where you have to just kind of know what to do, and if you don't have internet, it kind of just is a lot of just screwing around until you figure out what to do. This is kind of the concept about it, but I realize that that's probably going to happen a lot, and there may be some moments like what happens in the next few episodes where I just can't get past something just due to the actual gameplay more so than being stumped. But I just would have to say it's just kind of the concept about it. So this is the save point. This is how close I was to figuring it out last time in 2022. So that's just kind of the pitch behind it. Kind of ironic, I suppose, but that's just kind of the pitch. So, but yeah, we definitely get to some more of this. So, but yeah, I've been kind of in a revival type mode in 2024 as far as pitches like that kind of happened, just between Super Mario World and some of those type ones and some other ones like Uniracers eventually. But I just would have to suppose, like I was saying, that there's some Tomb Raider footage from like April and January of 2022 that I want to get up. So it'll probably result in at least a part 6 and maybe even a part 7 of Tomb Raider. But the problem with it is, I mean, yeah, there's a couple of levels. So I've done the city of Vilcabamba, whatever. And then this is kind of the concept of the next stage is just getting towards that. So I just would have to say the problem with it is, of course, I just realized I wasn't able to get past stage 2. So that's kind of why I pseudo-scrapped the project back in 2022. I mean, it's been a little ways. So this is kind of the concept, but I'm going to give it another attempt. And if not, you at least get another 3 or 4 episodes of Tomb Raider, more so than the digestible stuff that was before. So it's just a little bit more. I was kind of on a PS1 type kick back in like 2022 between Crash Team Racing, this game, and there was like one other one I don't remember. I think it was like Jackie Chan Stuntmaster or something like that. I did a series with them, but the PlayStation 1 just has like some tough kind of games. This kind of concept of this, some of them, like you still get game overs in those types of games, and it still kind of has like the concept where if you can't do it, the game doesn't get easier like an Xbox 360 or PS4 games, some of that type of stuff. I mean, you have to really figure it out. It's a good concept, but this leads to a lot of trial and error. But like in my Super Mario World playthrough, so if you're watching this from before, it's just kind of, I mean, years have passed and I started up Super Mario World, but just being able to say, like, I had like another game that I was going to do along with that, and I kind of figured I could juggle this one on top of the 2 games I'm going to do, but this is not the new game that I was saying in Super Mario World, so it's just kind of the concept. If I can get some of these juggled, like I was saying, I mean, after Super Mario World is going to be, I don't know what I'm doing here. Lara Croft's just kind of exercising, just look after the concept. I think I was just trying to figure out how to jump up there, but it's the basic concept of me saying like after Super Mario World is going to be Uniracers, and then I just would have to say at some stage throughout the second half of 2024, which it is the second half of 2024, but some stage throughout these next few months, I'm going to purchase another game here and get that one started. But it is a PS1 game, just to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. It is a PlayStation 1 game. Not sure if I can beat it. I've played it at least a little bit in the past, so at least played like a demo version of it, some of that type stuff. I look after it. I mean, it's a lengthier game, but it is fun. It's just kind of the concept. I would like to suppose whether or not I would actually be able to do it, but I'll try to juggle that along with this particular game, some pitches like that, because I would like to have like some PlayStation 1 kind of games up on the channel, some of that type fare, just some extra kind of bonus stuff and just overall things, because I'm running out of Super Nintendo games. And the problem with the old Nintendo, the 80s Nintendos, is just getting more difficult to really acquire some of that type of stuff just because it's 40 some odd years old, just pitches like that in the games. Like, you have to know how to beat them, and Game Genies are just kind of here and there as far as trying to get some of that. So this is the concept. I don't know, some of those games are blisteringly tough. Like, don't expect like a game like Ninja Gaiden or something like that. Originally, I was going to do that game on this channel, but I realized that this would be nothing but save state. I mean, I do have like an NES Classic as far as pitches like that kind of happen, but I look after it just being able to suppose it just would probably be nothing but like this retreads save states just over and over and over again as far as that particular pitch kind of goes along with it. So it's just, even with the addition of some of that stuff, the backup files, all that type of stuff, it's just a real royal pain in the ass trying to get some of that in motion. I think we actually beat this stage in this particular episode. Maybe we do. I think that's the door to get out of the stage as far as that kind of goes along with it. So I'd say there's a little bit more of something to kind of get done. That just kind of happens to be the thing. That's what it seems like. But yeah, I just have to figure out what else is really to do. But yeah, it's just kind of, I mean, this is a great game. I mean, I like this game. Like, when you think of like a good vintage game from like these days, like Super Mario 64 or something like that, this is kind of a good one that kind of has that appeal. It's kind of similar to that, did the same sort of stuff, did a lot of damage. You know, this is some fun stuff here. The Tomb Raider movies were decent, I'd have to suppose. I liked Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft here. It's a good concept. You know, she's a believable, smoking hot model to be able to play this particular character, I'd have to say. It's just kind of the concept of it, but I don't know. It's just, you know, games need to have this sort of addictive factor, because I like this game. It was really kind of something that miffed me a lot not playing more of this game back in 2022, just because I was kind of wanting to do more of these types of things. I kind of felt like it just really pissed me off back then, the fact that I was not able to get past stage 2 of all the stages. I just look after it's just kind of, I'm going to have to question about whether or not some of that type of stuff would go on to happen further. You know, stage 2 is a pain in the ass. I just question what stage 10 is going to be like in some of these boss characters. It kind of happens to be a thing, but yeah, I just kind of look after it. So hopefully, I mean, my goal is to at least get some more footage of this particular game. I'm not going to guarantee that I can beat this game, but I will have to say that at least there'll be a few more episodes kind of here and there. This is not going to be so much like a pet project.
No.
But it's not going to be so much like a pet project. Like Super Mario World's like a pet project. Just being able to say, no. Just kind of, in addition to like Acidic Roots, the vlog channel, and helping out with Frenchie Talent, some of those type ones, I just would have to say I just look after it. You know, juggling all these games is just kind of the concept of just being able to do it. I mean, I know I can beat Super Mario World with Game Genie and some of that type of stuff. I can get further in Uniracers. I don't know if I'll try to get the anti-uni and some of that type of stuff. Just depends on how it goes. But Tomb Raider's kind of like the wild card. Not really sure about that. And then the new mystery game is probably the same thing. Most of the things, like if you see a PlayStation 1 game on this channel, chances are, unless I have like some real cogent memories with it, like another game I was going to do that's not the game that's going to be next with the rest of Super Mario World in this game, was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And I bought that around this time back in early 2022 when I was doing this one. Originally I was going to do it, but I played like the first stage and couldn't even complete like the first mission and just said screw it. It was just something that just was not going to work and was just kind of intangible. So it was just kind of a bad sort. But I did enjoy Tony Hawk's Pro Skater back in the day, but it's just really the mixture behind it is just not that real conducive and stuff. So that's this kind of thing about it. But I'm just going to look up some information on this game. I do have like at least 2 or 3 more episodes of gameplay that I had from 2022, so we'll get some of this type posted, and I just would have to say, at least being able to say that there will be some more of this, and I'll attempt the game again. I mean, if I truly even now cannot get past like that part I couldn't get past a couple of years ago, I don't know if I'll full-blown cancel it, but I just kind of look after it. I would like to actually beat this game or something. It'd be a pretty quality type one, just because when you get people who play games like Super Mario World and like, you know, like Donkey Kong Country, some of that type of stuff, you don't get them playing Tomb Raider. That's this kind of thing. But yeah, so subscribe for more fun, folks. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.